Beneath the ocean's surface, where light thins and pressure rises, steel hulls glide in silence. These are not simple ships. They are cities built of metal, systems, and human discipline. Inside them, over 100 men and women live, work, sleep, and fight, for weeks and even months at a time. They do so without sunlight, without leaving the hull, and with a compact nuclear reactor at the heart of the vessel, humming quietly, unseen. How can a crew breathe fresh air for months while traveling beneath thousands of meters of water? How can a reactor, small enough to fit inside the hull, run for years without catastrophic failure? The answers are not mystical. They are engineering, chemistry, and physics applied with ruthless precision and deep redundancy. Today, we will descend into that hidden world. The life support systems that make breathable air from the sea, the processes that produce fresh water, the compact nuclear heart that powers everything, and the layered protections that prevent catastrophe. This is a practical story about how science sustains life in the most unforgiving environment on Earth. Air is life. A single adult breathes hundreds of liters of oxygen every day. On a submarine with 100 or more crew, that oxygen demand becomes immense. In an enclosed space, oxygen is consumed and carbon dioxide accumulates, and without intervention the atmosphere turns lethal in short order. Submarines solve this by converting what the ocean gives them, water, into breathable air. The process is straightforward in concept. The vessel carries equipment that separates the oxygen component from seawater and introduces it into the internal atmosphere. This oxygen is continuously replenished to match the crew's consumption. But there is a second problem: carbon dioxide. Humans exhale carbon dioxide with every breath. High concentrations cause headaches, confusion, reduced cognitive function, and, at extreme levels, unconsciousness and death. Submarine life support therefore includes systems to remove carbon dioxide from the air. These systems use chemical absorbers, special canisters filled with substances that bind carbon dioxide and remove it from the circulating air. These canisters are monitored and replaced as needed during long missions. Redundancy is the rule. Oxygen generation systems are backed up by compressed oxygen tanks and additional chemical oxygen sources. Carbon dioxide scrubbers are paired with backup filtration systems. Engineers design these systems to be repairable by the crew, with spare parts and tools accessible in the boat's stores. The machines that make air are unglamorous but essential. Electrolytic oxygen generators, sealed and rugged, sit in dedicated compartments. They use electrical power to drive a chemical separation in a controlled environment. The result is a steady, controllable stream of oxygen that is blended into the ship's air-handling ducts. Carbon dioxide removal uses established chemical technology. The air circulates through scrubber units where CO2 is bound and captured. Modern systems are efficient and compact. They are monitored by sensors that constantly sample the air composition, measuring oxygen, carbon dioxide, humidity, and trace contaminants. If levels drift, alarms alert the crew and automated systems correct the balance. A key reason nuclear submarines can stay submerged for so long is because these machines are powered by the reactor. Unlimited electrical power, relative to diesel-era boats, lets life support run continuously without the fuel and battery constraints that limited older designs. Water is the lifeblood of a crewed vessel. Each person needs several liters of potable water daily for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. For a full crew on an extended patrol, the total demand is measured in tens of thousands of liters. Carrying that amount would be impractical. Instead, nuclear submarines produce fresh water from seawater. The process uses heat from the reactor to evaporate seawater in controlled distillation systems. Salt and impurities are left behind. Clean condensate is collected and stored. Modern systems are robust and continuous, producing enough water for daily needs and for rinsing, firefighting systems, and other essential functions. Fresh water production on a nuclear submarine changes life aboard. Where older vessels limited showers and restricted water use, nuclear boats provide more comfort, shorter showers, clean cooking, and routine personal hygiene that help maintain morale over long patrols. The power plant inside a submarine is compact, dense, and designed for stealth. It does not burn fuel in the traditional sense. Instead, it relies on splitting heavy atoms, releasing immense energy in a controlled form. A small amount of nuclear material yields vast energy compared to chemical fuels, which is why a submarine can operate for decades between refueling periods in many classes. That energy is used to heat water under controlled conditions. Heat is transferred through engineered systems to drive turbines that produce electricity and propulsion. This electricity runs pumps, computers, life support, lighting, sensors, and propulsion systems. The combination of compact energy density and continuous power supply gives nuclear submarines an operational endurance unmatched by conventional designs. The reactor is designed specifically for the submarine environment. It must be compact but also quiet. Pumps and valves are engineered to minimize vibration and noise because sound betrays position. Materials and assembly are chosen to tolerate pressure, shock, and the demanding conditions of life at sea. The reactor core is also designed with control mechanisms that allow operators to adjust power output precisely. These controls can reduce output for stealth or increase it for rapid maneuvering. Maintenance protocols are strict. Specially trained nuclear technicians monitor every parameter and conduct scheduled inspections to maintain safety and performance. News footage occasionally shows nuclear accidents on land, images that suggest nuclear power is inherently dangerous. Submarine reactors, however, are designed to a standard of redundancy and failsafe behavior suited for life at sea. First, the reactor is enclosed within multiple barriers. Structural shielding, containment systems, and specialized plumbing ensure the radioactive core is isolated from the crew and from the environment under normal conditions. Second, the reactors use continuous cooling. Pumps move coolant through the core, carrying heat away to secondary systems that extract energy for useful work. Engineers design these systems with multiple backups, redundant pumps, independent power sources for critical circulation, and emergency protocols that automatically reduce reactivity if parameters stray. If a serious fault occurs, emergency shutdown mechanisms are deployed that halt the reaction quickly and reliably. The operating procedures assume human error, mechanical failure, and external hazards. Training, drills, and engineering mitigate those risks. A critical point is physical behavior. The reactor is designed so that if the core becomes hotter, physical feedback reduces the reaction rate. In other words, the reactor's design chemistry and geometry make it self-limiting under adverse conditions. That passive safety is an important layer beyond active controls and operator intervention. Historically, navies have built a strong safety culture around submarine reactors. Decades of operation, conservative maintenance schedules, and rigorous testing have contributed to a safety record that, while not free of incidents, has avoided the catastrophic core meltdowns that have been seen in some civilian contexts. A submarine's second life support after air is silence. Noise betrays a submarine's location to sonar and passive listening devices. Much of the engineering in a nuclear submarine aims not merely at producing power and life support, but at keeping both as quiet as possible. Turbines, pumps, and other rotating machinery are mounted on vibration-isolating platforms. Piping is routed to minimize flow noise. Propulsors are designed to reduce cavitation, the formation of vapor bubbles that collapse and create loud noise. Even crew movement and conversation are managed to minimize unnecessary sound. The quiet environment enables the submarine to operate unseen, to listen for distant contacts, and to approach targets without detection. Life support systems are integrated into this engineering exercise. Air handling and water production systems are designed to run smoothly and silently so as not to interfere with stealth. Technology keeps the submarine alive. Discipline and human systems keep it functioning. Living in close quarters with little privacy and a strict schedule challenges mental resilience. Commanding officers and medical staff prioritize routines, recreation, and social cohesion to maintain morale. Lighting systems mimic day-night cycles to preserve circadian rhythms. Exercise equipment, communal meals, and scheduled leisure help manage stress. Crew members are trained to recognize signs of fatigue, anxiety, and interpersonal conflict. Medical personnel carry medications and therapeutic tools to handle common issues, and protocols exist to surface or return to port if a psychological emergency cannot be handled at sea. Leadership plays a critical role. Officers rotate watch schedules, enforce rest periods, and maintain clear communication. Small comforts, a letter from home, a fresh meal, a movie night, become important psychological anchors during long patrols. Despite their endurance, nuclear submarines are not limitless. Food and consumables determine the practical maximum deployment time for most missions. A submarine optimized for stealth and endurance carries stores sized for several months at sea. Replenishment at sea is possible but complex, often avoided during sensitive operations. Resupply logistics, spare parts inventories, and the ability to repair critical systems are planned before deployment. The crew trains for component replacement and improvisation, turning the boat into a self-repairing environment to the extent possible. Operationally, the boat's endurance gives strategic advantages: extended patrols, covert intelligence gathering, and the ability to respond globally without dependence on vulnerable supply lines. A nuclear submarine is an intersection of human ingenuity and practical engineering. It is a deployed system where chemistry and physics become tools for survival. Seawater becomes air, heat becomes energy, and redundancy buys safety. The vessel is, quite literally, a moving city that must provide air, water, food, power, and purpose in an environment our species was never meant to inhabit. These submarines are not miracles, but they are the result of careful design, rigorous procedures, and continuous improvement. They are also reminders of a broader truth. When science is applied with discipline and respect for risk, it can create possibilities that would otherwise seem impossible.